Every founder and CEO I talk to has the same exact problem. There's just not enough hours in the day, in the week, the month, or even the year, really. And too much of the time that we have goes to things that could and should be automated. Hi, I'm Travis McBurney. I founded McBurney Group, where we build custom AI solutions for your specific operations. We train your people how to use them and help you think clearly on where and how AI can help your business. The point just isn't just about saving time. It's also making sure your business can keep up with AI as AI changes, what competition even looks
So,
like.
Firstly, thank you very much for giving me opportunity to present you on my podcast.
of course, I'm
So
glad to
I've
be
gone
here.
through I've gone through a profile. I can see you're doing great work. So I thought to tell about your work to my audience. I can see you have worked in multiple places and in multiple companies, and also uh, you have created your own mark with your artwork.
Yes.
So can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Yes, I'm Narina Sokolova, and I'm an animation artist. I worked in animation for almost 30 years. I'm a Russian-born American artist. I was born in Russia, but my working history is in US with all the major studios.
So can you tell more about your work?
Um, I'm currently an art director. My latest project was art directing almost 195 episodes of um, Minnie Mouse Go Tunes shorts for Disney Junior, and it's 3D series running on Disney Plus, and you can also watch it on YouTube. Very popular among younger kids for younger audience, and it's adventure of all Disney characters, led by Minnie Mouse and Daisy Duck. Um, it's a fully 3D CGI series, but I try to capture um, kind of create more like a 2D painting sensibility for the series, so it looks more believable and less CGI. And yeah, it's doing very well. Or you can catch it on YouTube. You can catch it on Disney Plus, and I'm sure like kids all over the world enjoying watching it.
So what's your expertise?
My experience
Yeah,
or
your experience or your expertise.
expertise. I started in, well, I have a fine art background. I was trained in school. I drew since I was 4 year old, and I went full time to art school when I was 11, and then college. So I pretty much created and learned art all my life. Started as a had traditional fine art training, painting and drawings, and then when I moved to US, I transitioned to animation industry and started as traditional artist. Painted and drew backgrounds and illustrations by hand, and eventually as industry was changing, I was changing with an industry and learning digital art and all different aspects of design for TV and for feature production, and yeah, and stayed in this exciting industry for a long time, eventually taking more like leadership, creative leadership roles as an art director and working with designers and painters to create coherent visual language and style for shows.
So you have been into art from long time, and you have seen the transformation, right? You have seen the change that happened
Yes,
in the
and
in the industry, right?
Yes,
So
and
how do you define the change, from the traditional art to the digital art today?
my first few shows I worked on, first year, in my first 2 years in animation, I painted backgrounds on illustrate on paper with paint, and then I was in the series when I did design drawings for layout, architectural drawings, character design, prop design by pencil on paper, and we used to scan it and then shoot it with on film, or scan it and do it digitally, and then eventually new digital tools came in like Photoshop, and then of course it was very exciting and very interesting to learn. Then Flash MX, I loved that software, and then industry was taking over for a little while. This was really cool, awesome thing to do. And with each new tool, you create something new, so it never gets boring. So yeah, I loved it. All aspects of it.
So working in Disney, how was that experience?
Say it again.
Working in Disney, how was that experience?
Yeah, it's a great studio to work for. I worked in some amazing projects with amazing teams, amazing producers, um, different styles, from very cartoony 2D style to like 3D or more realistic backgrounds and rendering. I had great experience. It's very exciting, very welcoming, very artist driven studio.
So what is challenging for you as an art director? What is challenging for you?
But
What is challenging for you as an art director?
I'm sorry, my connection here is a little chatty, I think.
What is challenging for you as an art director?
What is talent?
Challenging.
Challenging. Oh, well, it's always challenging. It's always something. It could be. It's, I guess, the most challenging part is very early stages of development, when you have just script, you have group of very talented writers and directors who want to create a vision. And I think the challenge, but it's an exciting challenge, I think it's a wonderful challenge, is to tap into your teammates and creators, writers vision, and co-create vision with them, and sort of being almost like a tool of the story. So my job is create this vision from scratch, and brainstorming, and of course notes, and going back and forth, and then eventually it's forming. It's definitely a collective thing. So I think early stage of development, like before show starts, when you create the library and visual language, this is usually very challenging, because of course you have deadlines. Animation, especially television animation, we have very tough deadlines. So it's a lot of work, sometimes long hours, and struggle, and then it's also very rewarding, and
So what
eventually everybody feels like we are creating something that we had in mind.
so what kind of projects that you worked for? The projects that you worked for.
What projects I worked for?
Yeah.
uh, uh, um, I worked in many different shows. I can't even, like, the latest one is Mini Botunes. Before, I worked on Looney Tune cartoon for Warner Brothers, which was really wonderful, the latest one. And it was very like 2D, kind of classical looking art. We try to recreate classic old Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoon. And before that, I worked on a few interesting Warner Brothers shows. Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz was very lovely project. I really enjoyed design part of it. And then before that, I was on Mickey Mouse short series of cartoon. Is very well received and won a lot of awards. Also, retro look. We try to recreate like old Mickey Mouse, their old original Mickey Mouse look, but make it look modern. And that was a great project. And yeah, so many.
So tell me, you as a human being, and the impact, the art impact on you as a human being. The, the art impacts on you as a human being.
Impact of art on me as a human being.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I give my life to that. I just love to make pictures, and I love to see beauty in the world, and it just I like recording it, I guess. And I've been very blessed and fortunate to be able to make a career out of making pictures. And every time I don't know, walk on the street or see sunlight hitting the building in a certain way, I kind of make a little recording in my mind and use it later in my work and recreate it. And I love visual arts. I love all kind of arts. I love cinema. I love storytelling. I love reading, and it's animation is kind of combination of all of it. It's music, it's a storytelling, and of course visual art, cinematography, and also technology, which is also exciting.
So today we have AI. So what do you say about it when it comes to art?
Um, I think it's amazing. It's amazing that it's a next I guess next wave of evolution, technological evolution. I think it gives people tool to tell a story. Um, it's easier for some people to tell a story, so it's becoming even story becoming even more important than ever, and it's an exciting tool just to for everybody to explore their creativity. I think the challenging part is to make it unique, um, and just like any kind of uh, tool, you have a tool, but to create something special, you have to have a vision and ability to use this tool to bring your vision. And art is not easy, so to make it look like art, um, it's rare, but it will get there, I think.
So how many years you have been in the art?
Pretty much all my life since I went to art school when I was 11, and I drew before that.
So in whole, how many years?
I'm not telling my age, but long time.
Okay. So why I'm asking this question, because you might have seen the technology evolution and also the art
Oh yeah,
form evolution, right?
I
So
definitely been around before digital art existed. So most of my life I just drew and painted, and then when digital arts became available and user friendly, um, I was one of the first people who started to um, use computer to create digital paintings. Before even Photoshop, I worked for the company in Los Angeles who used this program called Everest, and it was on Unix computers. A lot of programming involved, and it was really very difficult to use, but incredibly exciting to see the result. So yeah, I'm always I embrace technology, but I wouldn't give up pencil and paper, just because it's good for your soul to always have it nearby.
So, um, do you think today's technology, the highest level of technology that we are using, artificial intelligence, is replacing art?
That's a good question, and I know it's fear for many. For me personally, I see it's give people opportunity to tell a story, and art is art. You can, I mean, you can use these tools. Just you can have actual traditional painting and use AI to animate it, or you can go back and forth with both. I'm new to it. I'm just exploring, as everyone else probably, and I'm very excited about it. I don't know about replacement. I think it's just something else. I mean, you always have access to paint and pencil, and it's people will always love it. It will always be niche for it. For production, I don't think it's there yet to completely replace production, or maybe unless it's AI, 100% AI productions. I think it's a combination of both, and it's an extra niche, and yeah, I think it's to me. I'm not fearful of it. I've been
So,
playing with AI, but then I always have my paints nearby, my palette. Just did some oil painting this morning.
I have done master's in software engineering, also a bachelor's in computer science and engineering. Right now, I'm working as a DevOps engineer, a software engineer for a London company remotely from India. So that's my full-time role. I'm in IT industry. I'm in a technology industry. So I'm curious, to ask this question to you and get the answer from you. What is the difference between the art that is created by human being and the artwork that is being created by AI today? What's the difference?
It depends. It's so many different ways to create with AI. My daughter, who is 8 years old, playing with Grok all the time, and have endless AI slab, and it's cute, but it takes her a minute, and it's different. And then I'm working on a little project where I spend months, and it's a little bit at the time, and I'm still not there. It's endless struggle. So it depends from how do you use it. Um, as Yeah, so of course when you see painting, nothing can replace this quality of tangible quality of art material, and it just different than when you see very polished. And AI is not there yet. It cannot really create really I mean, it can get close, but I've been trying to do this stop motion AI short, and I didn't get where I wanted to get with that. But I got somewhere. It's interesting. It's a process. I'm learning, but yeah, I think it can be combination of both. Um, Depends on your vision, and it's definitely exciting to experiment with. And I can see to go back and forth. You can go back and forth. You can take your artwork back in Photoshop and give it more painterly look, or actually hand paint it and bring it back into AI. And working with agents and going back and forth, I can create some pretty interesting results, I think. So I'm very excited about it, and I still think, if people have need to paint, they should paint, of course, and I believe trained artists probably can come up with something uh, you know, interesting and unique using AI tools.
So, um, do you think that uh, the emotion that that human creates with the art, you know, the same kind of emotion that a machine can create called AI?
That's a very good question. I I I see some exciting things created with AI. Uh, I've seen one film. This was French film about this man with distorted face. I mean, the story was touching. The visuals were still too polished and too, it was too. It still wasn't there to completely touch me. But I see some very interesting visual choices. Um, I don't know if it's emotion. I think it's more like it's so. It just looks really cool. Some of it. But yeah, of course, when I go to museum and see art or see like hand drawn animation, it's completely different feeling. But I think that's the goal. That would be my goal to try to create something that people actually feel. And it is possible. It's still new. It's very new.
Is it same the art, the tech creating art and human creating art? Is it same?
Um, well, I think it's still a person behind creating it, but this depends how much you rely on it. If it's created for you, then it usually shows. But if you're creating it and using it as a tool, or then it's probably also you'll see more of an artist behind it. It's how much you invested, I think, as anything else.
So why I'm asking this question, because you worked in Hollywood, right? You worked for movies, right? So filmmaking. So I mean, technology is growing in such a way that many of the human work is being replaced and being done by AI. So in
Yeah,
future,
I'm not sure. I mean, it's hard to predict. I'm not sure if it's happening yet. If that's the reason, our industry is kind of like that. It goes through waves. When it's less work, then it's more work, then it's less work. Um, I think it just will be more production, which is driven by AI filmmakers. But I don't think it's gonna replace necessary traditional productions. I think it will be placed for both. I hope so.
so this is my last question. I have interviewed a lot of chief executive officers, founders, and also a lot of business owners of technology business that owns technology companies, especially AI companies, artificial intelligence companies they have. So they're working on advanced technology tools and services to make human and humanity better, or to make humans work better. So there is always a debate and a discussion from last 50 years in the technology evolution, that there are always people who are denying the technology, and who don't accept the technology growth. There are always a set of people, and there are always set of people like Elon Musk, the world leaders, Elon Musk, or the technology companies Microsoft or Google, working on developing the highest level of technology. So there are always two set of people who accept and who would love to um, accept and adapt to the technology, and there are always people who don't like things which are creating by machines. They always say this is not human created thing, this is a machine created thing. So of course, the algorithms that are created to make that kind of an art in the machine is created by humans, but direct involvement is not there in the art creation in the digital world. human creating an art is, different from actually a machine giving instructions and giving commands to the machine and making that to do is different, definitely. So, but today, uh, a lot of population in the world have uh, come into the digital world, in the virtual world today, compared to last 20 years. The complete world is virtual now. We all are interconnected with this digital world, and countries are connected, and we can able to share the uh, um, artwork or movies or things. It can be images or photos and images or videos or documents that are being shared globally in fraction of seconds and can able to access. So this is not something which was there 20 or 30 years ago. We are much, much ahead in development. So there are always two set of people, uh, accepting technology and people who don't accept technology. So we are in the middle. And when I interviewed the world leaders, like I interviewed the world leader, Amazon Web Services vice president, the global leader who represents 190 plus countries, and the Salesforce vice president, who's a technology leader. So I asked them, as a visionary, what's your, what's your prediction for, you know, for next 20 years, how the world is going to be, you know, the technology and human, like how the communication between humans and technology is going to be. So when I asked them, um, of course, being in the technology industry, they support and they are very passionate about developing a technology for human. But as a non-technology person, as a human being, human is a nature product and technology is a human product, human created product. Like,
Yeah.
technology
Well,
is created.
I think technology is here. It's here, it's here. I can go and do my gardening and maybe do some drawings, and then I can go and, to my office and play with prompts and some visuals with AI. And it didn't feel it didn't feel bad, or it didn't feel wrong. I'm an optimist. I know that we have this, mm, terrible visions of future sometimes in sci-fi, like Isaac Asimov, and we all grew up reading. And of course, it's one of the possible scenario. I think I'm generally optimist. I think it's gradually will just integrate in our life, and we won't even notice. It's not going to be like all of a sudden huge shock. I think we just gonna kind of grow into using it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, if not most, now using agents to do like, sending, writing and, checking. Like we use Google. For how many years we use Google for information, or I don't know, just basic daily needs. How to find subway when you're in a new city. You wouldn't question it. You just go to Google and use it. You don't care if it's bad or good. It's just there to help. So I hope it'll be a transition which will be not that noticeable from business point of view. Um, I am not head of the company or studio runner. I think it's definitely a place for both, and I have huge respect for craft and artists who have their craft and spend years perfecting it. And I don't think it will ever lose its value. If anything, it will be more valuable. I think it's definitely, yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think people who have art training and who draw and paint, it will definitely be valuable, and it will show in their work. Doesn't matter if they use agents or AI in some capacity or not. So Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend to learn art before.
Yeah. So at last, what do you say to the technology leaders for watching this
Oh, I
conversation?
can hear you now. I think you're on mute. Now I can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So at last, what do you say to the global leaders or technology industry leaders for watching this and listening this about about human intelligence, art, and AI intelligence? I mean AI, artificial intelligence, art. The difference.
I think well, when to me the most amazing thing about art is spontaneous um, kind of effects and you know maybe accidental effects, like when it's mistakes that turns into art in your painting. It's not perfect, it's never perfect, but imperfection is the beauty of it. And struggling through the um, painting and brush strokes and pencil, and then finally getting the vision, I think that's the beauty of it. That's what shows. And AR, AR art looks very polished and often, very mechanical and perfect, but then it has very interesting choices, design choices, or like if it's surreal art, like very interesting um, intellectual choices, visual intellectual choices. Um, yeah, it's just two different media. It's two different aspects of visual art. Um, Maybe it's possible to combine both. If you use your original art as a start point and create animation out of it, that's could be interesting. Or going back and forth. I mean, it's an interesting tool. And yeah, I'm excited to see what's ahead and what artists will come up with.
So, in the human evolution, in the human history, I'm sure you might have seen a lot of work, the artwork in the world history, right? So, as an artist, as an art director, or as a creative person, what you learned actually from the history of human art in thousands of years, you might have seen a different kind of art, not just uh, on papers, or it is on stones, or human tried to convey some information through the art. The archaeologists everywhere in the world try to find out some kind of a new art from inside the ocean, or under the pyramids, or are getting it from the historical places. They find it. So when, as an artist, as a creative person, when you see that kind of a new art, that was done years ago by human, so what's your observation? What do you think? When was art was born?
Well, it's very inspiring and exciting to see, the history of art, of course, like from, all the artifacts, and that's why you go to museums, and, you can it's just very incredible feeling, and you feel like you're part of this humanity, and, you know, and that we always try to create visual language. And like when you see Egyptian painting by Tutmosis, Naknaton era, it's like such a beautiful graphic visual language. And then Renaissance, and you know uh, Greek art and Renaissance and Middle Ages. I mean, it's all has incredible. I love it all. I love it all. So yeah, of course, I've been inspired by all of it. Um, as as a child or young adult.
So
You
what's the best? What's the best art that you have done in your entire life?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've done any anything the best. I'm just sort of um, working on it. I hope it's yet to come.
So, at last, as an artist, what's your observation about my artwork on my podcast?
Again.
Uh, at last, as an artist, as an art director, as a person who is into uh, creative, uh, well, what's your observation about my artwork, my video?
Your videos.
Yeah, my art.
Well, I did like.
That's also
I
a part,
Yeah, I
kind
like
of
your
an art.
questions. That's a good questions, and I like your curiosity about what people think. So I think it's wonderful. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
So I have done a lot of interviews, more than 870 podcast interviews I have done. I interviewed a lot of business leaders, uh, uh, chief executive officers, founders, architects, engineers, scientists, and a marine biologist, and an author, a psychologist, a police officer. Like I'm a technology guy, but I try to jump into other industries and I'm just curious to know what different industry experts are doing and creating and how they're making things happen. I was just
Hmm.
curious. I started exploring the creative minds around my podcast. Playlist name is Exploring Minds. So I'm doing this uh, from last 6 7 years. More than 100 countries experts I have interviewed.
Oh,
So
that's
so
amazing.
this Yeah, so as an communicator, trying to communicate with diversified human beings who are coming from different backgrounds and different experiences and from different parts of the planet, so how this experience is going to help me and in my career as a human being. What as an artist, how this will help me? You know, how do you say this experience? How this will help me?
Um, for you, well, I think it's amazing that you get people to tell you their thoughts, and then you can probably see all different angles of people from different cultures and backgrounds. You know better, I'm sure. And also probably just to feel that the world is pretty small after all. We're all here coexisting and developing together.
So you being an artist, me doing a different artwork, trying to create, trying to showcase different individuals on my podcast.
Hmm.
So what's your observation about my art? Have you seen videos of mine? Any videos?
I just honestly, I just took a brief look from few. I didn't like spend too much time watching it, but I will. I promise.
Okay, so how this will help me? This work will help me.
How does this work will help you
Yeah,
personally?
yeah.
Well, probably just learning and to reflecting. What do you think?
I want your observation.
Mm. I think it's creative process, like any creative process, is observing, um, learning about questions and how to ask questions and different perspectives.
Sure. So, can you share your online presence to my podcast listeners? People who are following can able to see the work that you're doing.
What do you say?
Can you share your online presence to my podcast listeners so that they can
Uh-huh.
see the work that you're doing? The online presence.
Yeah. Oh, my online presence.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you can just type my name and stuff will come up. I'm currently updating portfolio and some of the social media. It's Narina Sokolova.
Can I put this conversation on my podcast with your permission?
Sure. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Narina, again for your valuable time.
Thank you so much for connecting.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Mhm.